What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, all stimulus packages and stimulus provisions, as there's multiple different stimulus programs that are sending out money right now, including states, city, and counties that are sending out money as their fair share of the $350 billion from the third stimulus check package, of which some states and cities are actually introducing their own stimulus checks, like the California stimulus check of $600 that's going out to 25 million people in California, and $1,100 for families with children, as well as other states doing this as well. And the updates on the latest stimulus check package, the fourth stimulus check package, the American Families Plan and the American Jobs Plan, the infrastructure package, which they're working on possibly passing without the Republicans combined as one package. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. Remember these times, new videos come out every day on our channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. First, before I get into the latest fourth stimulus check update, I want to go over the new kind of proposals to raise Social Security and additional benefits for seniors. As I see a lot of comments in the comment section, and a lot of people have questions about this, so they're not quite sure about this. And I want to go over the three different plans to raise the Social Security benefits, as well as other benefits for seniors that I'm going to mention here that are all currently on the block and being negotiated over right now. First up, President Biden himself actually backs two of these three Social Security raises to raise Social Security benefits. As you can see here, President Biden has promised to reform Social Security. Some changes could come as early as this year. As you can see here, President Biden touted big changes to the Social Security program on the campaign trail. Under his plan, directly from President Biden, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the poverty level. As you can see here, the current federal poverty level is $12,880 for a single person. Okay, for a single person. So if you take $12,880, which is the current federal poverty level, it goes up by a little bit every single year due to just normal inflation, comes out to about $1,073 per month. President Biden wants to raise this by 25%, which would make it $1,341 per month would be the guaranteed minimum Social Security benefits that people on Social Security would receive. So a guaranteed minimum of $1,341 per month. Again, under President Biden's plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level, which again is $1,341 per month as a minimum guaranteed benefit, or per year would be $16,100 guaranteed minimum benefit for all people on Social Security. Number two, people who have received benefits for at least 20 years would get an additional 5% bump or 5% increase added on top of that. And widows and widowers would receive about 20% more per month. Now, this is not the only plan that President Biden actually backs. He actually backs another plan for Social Security raises that is very popular among Democrats. And that is this bill right here that is co-authored by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Senator Ron Wyden. They have unveiled a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. The plan to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years is part of the Senate Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus proposal. Again, this has some big names behind it. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who's the leader of the Senate now, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden. They're just the co-authors. There's multiple different Democrats behind this bill. They actually tried to pass this bill last year when Mitch McConnell was the Senate Majority Leader from the Republicans. and they were not able to because Mitch McConnell controlled the Senate. Now it's a different story. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is actually one of the co-authors of these bills, and this would be a slightly different than President Biden's own plan, although President Biden has said he is in favor of this plan, which would be a $200 per month increase for all Social Security beneficiaries. You can let me know which one you think is better. Do you think it's better to have a minimum floor of $1,341 for all Social Security beneficiaries? Or do you think it's better to add an increase of $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries? Really, again, this would probably include everybody. I'm not sure if this would include SSI because there's a separate proposal for SSI. SSI currently, supplemental security income, currently pays $794 per month. There's a separate proposal, a third proposal, to increase just the SSI program to 100% of the federal poverty level, which would increase SSI benefits by $279 per month. Again, nothing to sneeze at. When you add that up over the course of the year, that's a little bit over $3,000 per year increase for SSI. There's also additional information or additional things they want to throw in there, like increasing the amount of money that a person on SSI can have in their bank account and reducing the marriage penalty and a couple different datas like a couple of different details like that. But these are three of the main proposals that are coming from the Democratic side. There's not really many Republicans that are in favor of this, and that's why now that the Democrats are in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, they have a very real shot of passing these or could be included in one of these next budget reconciliation packages or budget reconciliation processes. That is the process that they used to pass the third stimulus check package, where the Democrats passed the entire third stimulus check and the third stimulus check package completely on their own. 99% of the Democrats voted for it in the House of Representatives, and 100% of the Democrats in the Senate, 50 of them, voted for it. And then the tiebreaker went to the Vice President Kamala Harris. The reconciliation process is the process where you can only pass a few bills per year right now, and you only need 50 to 51 votes to be able to do that. So yeah, the Democrats can do this in one of the next upcoming packages, or this next stimulus package that they might be combining and possibly passing as a full $6 trillion package, which is an absolutely massive package with the physical infrastructure package combined with the next stimulus package and an additional $2 trillion available there for programs like raising Social Security, including a fourth stimulus check or a monthly fourth stimulus check. There's a lot of Democrats calling for that as well. That is separate from the child tax credits monthly stimulus checks or monthly checks that are going out on July 15th. Those are already passed, $250 to $300 per month per child, but only for 1 year. Democrats want to extend that till 2025. They want to increase Social Security. They want this fourth stimulus check, as well as additional Medicare benefits to be included. As you can see here, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer just came on board within the last few days, along with Senator Bernie Sanders, who's been pushing for this for a while, to add dental, vision, hearing coverage, and hearing aids to Medicare for no additional cost. About 75% of seniors do not have these coverages included in Medicare. You can get them, but you have to pay extra money for dental, vision, and hearing coverage. They want to include this to all seniors as part of the Medicare program. They also want to lower the Medicare eligibility age to age 55 or age 60, which would make millions more people eligible for Medicare to get, because a lot of people really just don't have healthcare at all because they can't afford it. And this would enable millions of more people to be eligible for the Medicare program if they wanted to be on it. House Representative John Larson says, last week I led a hearing with Social Security Subcommittee to hear from beneficiaries. I'm working with the administration to protect and to expand Social Security so it can best serve beneficiaries for years to come. So this is something they're talking about right now in both the House and the Senate. In addition to this, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says there's a gaping hole in Medicare that leaves out coverage for dental, vision, and hearing. This is a serious problem. I'm working with Senator Bernie Sanders to push to include dental, vision, and hearing Medicare coverage in the American Jobs, which is the next infrastructure package, and the American Families Plan, which is the next stimulus package, which they might be combining and passing together as one package. Senator Bernie Sanders says Medicare must negotiate prescription drug prices, and we must substantially lower drug prices for all Americans through the budget reconciliation process. Senator Bernie Sanders also says that by forcing pharmaceuticals to give us the same prescription drugs for the same prices that they sell to other countries can save the U.S. Government $450 to $600 billion per year alone. And they can use that to pay for these additional benefits for Medicare and Social Security as well. President Biden also has a proposed plan to start charging a Social Security tax on people that make over $400,000, and that alone could pay for the Social Security increases that they want to do for millions and millions of seniors in the United States. There's also probably going to be a much larger Social Security increase when it comes to the cost of living adjustment, known as COLA, for 2022, based on the current inflation rates. I expect this to be multiple times higher than we've seen the increases for Social Security in the past. So I will keep you up to date on that, as well as these three other stimulus, or I should say Social Security proposals to raise Social Security and increase Medicare benefits. I'll keep you up to date on all of those on this channel. Next up, here is Republican Senator Todd Young, who is one of the Republican senators from both the Republican and the Democratic team of 21 people that has grown to now, that is working on a bipartisan agreement for the next infrastructure package to pass it quicker with Republican support, albeit it would be a much smaller package to get the Republicans to come on board. Here is his update on the latest on that.
Bipartisan infrastructure talks are ramping up as President Biden steps into the fray. Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin met separately with Biden at the White House on Monday to discuss the bipartisan infrastructure plan. Here are the 21 Republican and Democratic senators working together on a yet-to-be-released plan. And sources tell NBC News the senators are expected to regroup again today before meeting with several White House advisors at the Capitol. Joining us now, one of the Republicans working on that plan, Senator Todd Young of Indiana.
Senator, thanks so much for being with us. We talk about, the fear and loathing, no bipartisanship, et cetera, et cetera. What are we going to do? But you've already, and Chuck Schumer, you guys already have given us a pretty good blueprint about how to pass significant bipartisan legislation. You did it a couple of weeks ago, and of course, there weren't the big headlines about that. But let's talk about it. I wanted you to come on to talk about that, and we'll talk about infrastructure too. But what you did regarding China, pretty significant.
Well, I do think it provides a model for a lot of legislation, whether it's our bipartisan infrastructure talks, which continue, or additional national security legislation, which is what the Endless Frontier Act was, working with Senator Schumer and other Democrats and Republicans. Look, if there's one issue that clearly unifies Republicans and Democrats and everyone in between, it's the need to crack down on China's predatory economic practices. They've been stealing our intellectual property and they've been dumping goods into this country, and that hurts rank and file Americans. So we decided to choose one of those issues. Cracking down on those sorts of practices, investing in 21st century technologies in a really bold fashion, and preparing our workers to land those 21st century jobs that pay really well into the future. And, it required a year and a half of staff work, of consultation, of trust building, but we got it done. 68 to 32, it passed out of the Senate. We should not let our many principled disagreements, and they exist, obscure our many areas of agreement. And that's what both Senator Schumer and I did as we negotiated this legislation. And I think that's a model for infrastructure and other issues.
So let's talk about infrastructure. Yeah. I mean, this is an exciting move. Republicans and Democrats working I mean, because I wasn't, I know this will shock you, I wasn't like a team player when it came to leadership. So I always love when things
I was
happen.
aware.
I love when things happen organically and members just say, members to members, so you know what? If the leadership can't get it done, let's get it done ourselves.
Well, look, Joe, I mean, I'm sorry, Mika.
No, go ahead.
So look, I'm a Marine. I know how to brawl too, and I get some scars to show it, right? And there are times for that. But you lose a measure of credibility if all you do is brawl. So you've got to identify those opportunities, and there are many, to help one another get a bill done that serves all our constituents. Infrastructure is a great issue.
Now, kind of the main issue right now going on with the negotiations with the Republicans is that Republicans want a bill around $1 trillion or $1.2 trillion just for the physical infrastructure package. But a lot of Democrats saying that's too low and we're not going to vote for it if it's that low. And then we have Senator Bernie Sanders saying that he doesn't want to vote for it that low either, and a lot of Democrats follow him. Remember, Senator Bernie Sanders was actually second in the Democratic presidential candidate race, behind only President Biden. So he's kind of the leading Democrat when it comes to everything in the negotiations right now, besides President Biden. In fact, he was just in an interview yesterday and they said, "How do you feel about being the lead negotiator over this next package?" And he's had a big part in it. But the problem is a lot of progressive Democrats are saying, we don't want to go that low. We were voted in as the majority to control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And we should pass this next package combined with more money because that is what Americans need and that's what our economy needs right now. And it should be as high as $6 trillion. Okay. That would leave plenty of money in there for a fourth stimulus check, the monthly recurring stimulus checks that many Democrats are calling for. As you know, we have the two different plans. The plan from the Senate, which is for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that would go until the pandemic is declared over by the U.S. government. So maybe 4 to 6 months, maybe 8 months, somewhere around that time frame. The bill from the House of Representatives that is backed by Democratic Progressive Caucus leader Pramila Jayapal, who's the leader of over half of the Democrats in the House, is for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until 1 year after the pandemic is declared over. So a bare minimum of 12 different monthly payments of $1,000 each. So this is what the Democrats are pushing for, and a $6 trillion bill would have plenty of money in it for at the bare minimum, a fourth stimulus check, if not these monthly recurring stimulus checks that so many Democrats want, as well as money for the Social Security increases, the Medicare expansion, the 2 years of free community college, 2 years of free preschool, even the first-time homebuyer tax credits. I need to do an update on that. There's two different plans for a $15,000 new homebuyer credit and a $25,000 new homebuyer credit. And I should say new homebuyer credit because you don't have to necessarily be a first-time homebuyer. So as I said, there's about 15 or 20 different items that are currently being negotiated on that are considered stimulus items, like we just mentioned, in this next package. They're going to pass these next two packages one way or another. It's almost certain that they're going to pass these next two packages. The real question is the infrastructure package going to be passed with the Republicans on a bipartisan support and pass a much smaller package? Or are the Democrats going to combine the two packages and go somewhere at $4 to $6 trillion, which has tons of money in it for all these stimulus check programs and other additional stimulus programs, Social Security raises, Medicare expansion, free college, home buyer tax credits, all sorts of different things, and combine it together through the reconciliation process, which is exactly how the Democrats passed the third stimulus check package, which did have the largest stimulus checks yet to date of $1,400. And it had those monthly checks for the children, the child tax credits that are going to start on July 15th of $250 to $300 per month. Those monthly payments are only past the increase for 1 year. They're looking to extend that until 2025 as well in this next package. I will link you to a video I just did, a very important video on the child tax credits. If you have children or anybody you know has children, you should definitely watch that video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. Remember, new videos come out every day here on my channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on new updates. After subscribing, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this top video over here is about the child tax monthly checks. If you have children or any family members have children, you should make sure to watch that, an important announcement. And this bottom video is about states, cities, and counties that are passing their own stimulus checks. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.